Hi, everyone. I'm happy to have Emily here, who has been a participant into Soul Wisdom. Hi, Emily.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining me. So I'm curious just for us to talk about your experience into Soul Wisdom and what it was like for you. What motivated you and or inspired you to join into Soul Wisdom?
Yeah, I think so. I first joined last June, June 2020, and it was it felt like I was kind of going through a time of transition in my life. I had finished my last formal education and was going to be moving across the country, starting a new job, um, and yeah, I think it was also in the middle of the pandemic, and I think I was just really feeling like um, I wanted to just like grow and build the connection with myself and with other people. I think kind of like all of my relationships, especially the one I have with myself. And um, I think I was just looking for different tools to help me with that and to support me kind of in that journey. And so since I've known you for many years, and also had another friend, Lorena, who was part of Into Soul Wisdom, I think I um, was just kind of like reaching out to people in my life who I care for and trust, and to see what other people in my life were doing and what kind of tools they had in their toolbox to grow in deeper connection with themselves. And so, yeah, both of you suggested Into Soul Wisdom, and that was just kind of on my radar through my relationships with both of you. But I think it did come from a place where I was, yeah, seeking something to kind of like support me and guide me and teach me, and wasn't quite sure like what that was or what was out there. And I was grateful that yeah, I found Into Soul Wisdom just through you and through knowing you. um,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. So Emily and I know each other because we went to university together, actually. That's how we initially met.
Yeah.
So how was the experience of Into Soul Wisdom for you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel I'm still kind of in so much of the experience, to start with, which is uh, yeah, just I think it's been brought me a lot of peace, brought me a lot of joy, um, has helped me with kind of the connection that I was seeking, and just kind of uh, I think I've learned a lot about myself, and about, yeah, who I am, how I express myself, um, how I want to be in relationship with myself and with other people. And I think one of the biggest ways that, maybe more like abstract ways, that Into Soul Wisdom has just helped me so much in that journey is being in a community that's really characterized by like trust and radical honesty, and like we yeah, have talked about that a lot, and just kind of being in the space together, without like as many barriers or inhibitions as exist in maybe our lives elsewhere or in other spaces or other interactions, and yeah, just being able to like think really deeply and truthfully about what authenticity means for us and what it looks like to show up authentically with other people, and to just share what as you would say, yeah, what is alive for you and what is present in your life. And yeah, that's what it's been for me. I guess also more concretely, I have just learned a lot about the tools of like meditation and energy healing, um, as really almost more kind of like practical go-to things where when I need something, I'm like, oh, I'm equipped with like this meditation practice that I learned and Into Soul Wisdom, and I can do this in a moment where I feel that I need it, that I didn't have before.
Hmm. That's so cool. Yeah, thanks so much, Emily. I feel like that's really important to me that and Serena said the same thing, that it's not something that has ended, because I do, and I'm saying this as I've been talking about it, because I feel like into soul wisdom is becomes something we are, not something that we do, and when we take the tools into us, it becomes a part of our lives. And I'm really grateful to hear that it's something like tangible in your life that you feel like you can go to at certain times, because that's, to me, what was my intention with this, is for people to really feel equipped and knowing like the how of healing in some ways, like to have some tools to really sit with themselves and be with themselves and different emotions, and to sort of understand, to have a deeper like sensory understanding of their own patterns and ways of being. I'm curious, you spoke about authenticity, and I'm curious, I mean, it's such a maybe an uh, abstract question, but what does how has that changed for you? What does that mean for you now? Or there, like, how do you feel like you're more connected to showing up in your authenticity than before?
Mm. Yeah, I think maybe the first thing that is something I feel I've kind of learned about like that concept or that practice, yeah, really from you and from being part of Into Soul Wisdom, is that like what it means to be authentic with ourselves or when we're by ourselves is not the same as when we're with other people, or in a group. um, and and yeah, just kind of like an awareness of that to start with. And I think moving from there, a big part of it to me has just been, um, that it's like completely wrapped up with the practice of um, honesty and just being able to share, um, yeah, like how you're really feeling and what you're really where you really are, as opposed to, I think a lot of times in my life and maybe other people too, like, um, it can be easy to like project onto the context or setting of like this is how I should be in this moment, or this is how people expect me to be. And I think it's just so powerful and such a gift to instead be just what we are, and to, yeah, do the work to kind of like uncover that, and then trust that the people you're with will like, yeah, love you as you are, and that's what we're all really seeking. um, and also I think that it enables other people to be vulnerable in that way too, that it is an act of building trust by like offering yourself authentically. It is liberating for the people that are around you to feel that they can do the same, and so that you are really like giving something that people want to receive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. The first thing you said is that when you said like showing up authentically for yourself or with others are different, do you mean like the realization that like that there is a difference, and then we work to merge those experiences? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think just, and I think maybe especially it it's been really, I think, beautiful timing, in terms of learning these practices in a year where I've had so much time alone, and where a lot of us have had a lot of time alone, because of the pandemic. And um, yeah, I feel like I've grown a lot in the way that I can be healthy with myself by myself. Um, and then also sometimes can be kind of jarring to be like, well, those are not necessarily the same practices or the same things I need when I'm with other people. And so, yeah, how do I bring the authenticity I feel with myself now into the spaces that are bigger and with more people? Um, yeah, I think I'm still like kind of swimming around in that and like trying to figure it out. But
Yeah, for sure. This because I feel into is because, as you said, to know who we are. Like first is to know, to really have understand our own tone, because then we understand when we're not speaking from our tone when we're with others, and like just having that understanding and then being able to tease out, okay, like I have more understanding of what I taste like and what I sound like and what I feel like, and I can understand but I'm not there, and what information is that telling me. And I mean, there's a lot here, but I feel my intention with Into Wisdom is just to build the capacity to have a self-awareness, and then through that self-awareness to have the self-love to continually come back to ourselves and know how to come back to the self and to know who that self is. And even though it's always changing, it's also never changing, you know, it's like that paradox. And yeah, I really appreciate your sharing and just honing in on that, because I feel it's really present in the life right now, like in this period of nowness, as we're some places are more in quarantine or some places are leaving quarantine. And I feel there is a desire to build life with others, and like and to be consistently ourselves, and then to be consistently with another, and like what does that mean. And um knowing ourselves is paramount to to do that. You know, and like you said, to give permission for others to know themselves deeply and then to meet from that place.
mhm.
So yeah, thank you for sharing about that. Do you have any final words about Into Soul Wisdom for anyone who would be interested, or yeah, just any final words to share?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it, yeah, being part of this course and space, um, for me, I think takes a lot of courage. Like when I first made the decision to do it, but also just like ongoing. And yeah, I think sometimes that can be scary or like initially intimidating or yeah, something connected to like, I don't, I think I felt sometimes like I don't even know where to begin. I don't know what I don't know, and I don't know like the parts of myself that I don't know, and how will I find them out? Like how what will I do? Um, and I think yeah, that just leaning into to those kind of scary or intimidating parts and kind of yeah, pushing forward with your just like courage and um, connection and trust of other people has just been like so um yeah, so rewarding and just has allowed me to grow and learn in ways that I really couldn't have imagined before. So I'm really grateful for that, and yeah, um, would definitely recommend the experience.
Hmm. Thanks so much, Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a vulnerable experience. Uh, yeah, and I appreciate the word courage. Courage comes from the French word "la coeur," which means "coeur" is heart. So it's like it does take heart. You know, it takes our like showing our hearts with others, which is vulnerable and intimate, but really, as you said, rewarding and a deep gift to be seen and see others in their intimate spaces. Thanks so much, Emily, for sharing. And I hope if you feel the call of your soul to respond to it, like whether it's through Into Wisdom or through other means, I just really encourage everyone to take the courageous path of listening to their soul and listening to their hearts. So
Mhm.
thank you all so much. If you've gotten this far in our video, thank you. I appreciate you and so much love. And information about Into Soul Wisdom will be in the description below. Bye for now. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.